No! God, please, no! 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 No!
What is going on? It's the Americans Off Recap. Now we have a lot of news to get to this week. Iran continues to escalate tensions with the US. They recently hijacked a British tanker. They have claimed to send CIA spies to death. Trump says that these claims are totally false. Trump also continues to go after a squad this week, calling them a racist group. He also announced a new budget deal this week that was meant to compromise with the Democrats. Many conservatives are complaining that about $300 billion in new federal spending was implemented, with about $21 trillion in debt now because of that. It's great to live in America, a place where you can accuse someone of something and you don't need any evidence for it. This Georgia lawmaker named Erica Thomas came out this week with a viral video of her crying about a man saying, "Go back to your country," at a supermarket.
I'm at the grocery store and I'm in the aisle that says 10 items or less. Yes, I have 15 items, but I'm 9 months pregnant and I can't stand up for long. And this white man comes and says, "You lazy son of a you lazy son of a you need to go back where you came from."
Now everyone went completely crazy over this, and it turns out that it's complete.
I said, "Ma'am, not to be rude," my exact first words, pointing at the sign, which shows it on the surveillance camera, which I've seen already. Pointing at the sign, 10 items or less. She berates me after that. I don't remember exactly what she said. She said a few words. I stated, "Well, you're selfish little bitch." I did say that. That's all I said after that, and I walked out of Publix. Her words stating on Twitter in her video, stating I told her she needs to go back where she came from, are untrue. I am Cuban. I am not white.
Bernie also announced that he will cut hours to pay staffers about $15 an hour. We also have this think tank that's saying that Democrats need to stop pushing for a radical immigration policy because it's making them lose votes.
We started it, it should have been $15. Now I think it should be $20. Make sure America Rising hears that. It should be.
Trump also sues House Democrats to block the release of his tax returns. A 9/11 victim funds bill was passed in the Senate this week, ending months of doubts for the ecstatic first responders. The Trump administration has also moved back towards entitlement programs such as food stamps this week. This was mainly meant to remove all the loopholes that was going on, and now it has removed about 3 million people from these food stamp policies. The far-left squad also has been into Obama. Ilhan Omar is now attacking the president, saying that he was an awful president.
I will say Bernie Sanders people.
You guys are crazy!
You're an animal! Get a job!
Robert Mueller spoke this week about the Trump investigation, and a whole lot of nothing went on. Trump simply went crazy when all this was going on. It's great to see that Democrats are doing the exact same thing.
Justice Department has told Mueller to limit his testimony to what is in his report. Oh no! Now all he's got is 448 pages of incredibly damaging evidence that the president committed 10 separate instances of obstruction of justice, and that at one point he said, and I quote, "I'm..."
You're better off watching paint dry than seeing Mueller testify. Now with that, the debate still carries on with the Democrats about whether they should impeach Trump or not. The vast majority of the public don't want it. Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren has called for impeachment, while people like Joe Biden have not. Ilhan Omar was asked this week about the radicalization of Islam, and she just went completely nuts over it. Maybe if you stopped minimalizing radical Islam, then maybe we would know that you're against it.
The issue is on female genital mutilation and cutting, the Detroit case that actually, where the federal government lost the case because the law was 20 years old, and etc., etc. I'd like to know, will you be able to make a statement against FGM?
The question is an appalling question, because I always feel like there are bills that we vote on, bills we sponsor, many statements we put out, and then we're in a panel like this, and the question is posed, could you and Rashida do this?
Cory Booker, who is currently polling at about 1 to 4%, is saying that he wants to punch Trump in the face. You know, it's not going too well for him.
Iowa stage, and we were so psyched, hundreds of people there. I'm about to jump up, and this guy sees me, the former tight end from Stanford University. He's a big guy. He puts his arm around me and he goes, "Dude, I want you to punch Donald Trump in the face." And I stop in my tracks and I go, "Dude, that's a felony, man." and you know, this Donald Trump is a guy who, you understand, he hurts you, and my testosterone sometimes makes me want to feel like punching him, and which would be bad for this elderly, out of shape man that he is if I did that.
Keep going, Congressman. Keep going.
Ricardo Rossello, the Puerto Rican governor, resigns after public outcry. The reason why this all happened is due to him being found committed of 4 serious offenses and 1 misdemeanor. Cortez was also out this week calling the border a torture project.
And how do you respond to Republicans who are talking about physical barriers being part of any package that deals with the actual crisis in terms of the traffic coming across the
If
border?
they want to do that, that's fine. Have them negotiate an appropriation. Have them make their case. But they should not be using a humanitarian crisis as a bargaining chip to make sure that they pursue their little torture project.
The Supreme Court has also allowed Trump to use military funds for the border wall. We also have Biden this week saying he's going to go on the offense against people like Cory Booker in the debate next week.
Look at the mayor's record in Newark. One of the provisions I wrote in the crime bill, a pattern and practice of misbehavior. His police department was stopping and frisking people, mostly African-American men. We took action against them. The Justice Department took action against them, held the police department accountable.
It'll definitely be interesting seeing how he acts compared to the last debate. You know, hopefully he does actually get more aggressive, because he got completely destroyed last time. Well, that's all news for this week. I'm Stephen Hall, and this is the American Soft Recap.